So let's think about how we should pray. Well, of course, we can pray for ourselves. He knows everything about us. He knows just how we're feeling. So whether we're up or whether we're down, whether it's good news or bad news, whether we're angry or we're hurt or we're really, really happy or excited, we can bring all of that to God. He knows it, and He loves to hear us talking about it. He loves us to share it with Him. But shopping lists don't really work very well. In any relationship, if you've got a friend who just comes with lists of things that they want you to do for them, it doesn't do a lot for the relationship, and it's the same with God. He wants much more than just lists of things that we want Him to do. And He's not really impressed when our prayers are very selfish and just are all about ourselves. And that's something that we can slip into as well. So we want to be praying for other people as well, don't we? We want to be praying for our friends, praying for those who know Jesus and for those who don't. Because we need to remember He loves our friends just as much as He loves us. He gave Jesus for them too. So what do we pray for our friends? It can be very easy to get into a rut, can't it? And just pray for the same things, or just, say God bless this person or that person, and just get a little bit boring with it. How can we pray in a real and effective way? Well, the Bible really helps us with that. You may have read some of the letters that Paul the Apostle wrote. The great apostle, he wrote lots of letters, and they're written in the Bible. They're recorded for us to see. And Paul spent a lot of his life in lockdown. He was in prison, or he was under house arrest. He couldn't get out and see people. So he used to write them letters, and he used to pray for them. And we can see a lot of the prayers that he wrote. When we read his letters, we can see what he was praying for people. And some of the really wonderful prayers you'll find in Ephesians 3, verses 14 to 19, or Colossians 1, 9 to 12, and there are many, many more. But have a look at those. They will really inspire you as you pray for other people, give you so many ideas of what you can pray for them. Wonderful, wonderful things that you can ask God for them. So how can we remember to pray? Because it's easy to forget, isn't it? It's easy to get preoccupied with other things and just forget to pray. So I'll tell you about some of the things that I do and some of my friends do that might help you too. And one thing I find quite useful is Post-it notes. Just ordinary little Post-it notes. I've got some pretty ones here in different shapes and colours. And they're very useful. If you write down a prayer point on a Post-it note and just stick it somewhere where you know you'll see it, you could maybe end up with quite a few of them, different things, maybe some of them with dates on, if somebody's got a special thing that's coming up, like an exam or a hospital appointment, something like that. And just remember each time you see those Post-it notes to pray for those things and for those people. And one thing is useful to do is to move them around sometimes, because if they're in the same place too long, you just get used to them. So move them around, and each time you do so, remember to pray for the person or for the thing that's on that Post-it note. And another thing that's quite useful is to have a prayer journal or a prayer diary. I've got a number of friends who do that. And what you can do is you can write the requests on one page and then you can write the answers on the other. That's a good way of helping you to remember to pray for people, and also to look out and see how God answers your prayers. This one actually is a little notebook that I just write down wonderful answers to prayer that God has given me. It's so encouraging just to look back and see how God's heard my prayers and answered. And that brings me to quite an important point actually. When we pray in faith, we will be looking for answers. It's very easy, and I find myself doing it too. It's very easy just to pray and then to forget all about what you've prayed for. And God might answer and you don't even notice. So when we pray, let's keep looking for the answers as well and see what He's going to do in our friends' lives. Well, one of the most useful things I think is just your phone. Because if you're like me, you've got a list of contacts and you've got people pinging in messages all the time. And we can turn those messages into prayers. So if somebody sends you a message and they're feeling really down, you can send a prayer to God straight away. Or if they're happy, you can send a prayer to God to thank Him straight away. Whatever people are going through, whatever your friends are going through, whatever's happening in their lives, you can just turn that into a prayer. Festive is all about prayer. We wouldn't exist if it wasn't for prayer. And you can get in touch with us if you like. Maybe you have a link person with Festive, somebody who writes to you regularly and prays for you. You can write to that person anytime and just tell them what you'd like them to pray for you. And if you haven't got a link person and you'd like one, or you just want to get in touch with us, go to info@festive.org.uk and tell us what we can pray for you. We would really love to do that. Or if you want, you can send a text to our mobile number, which will come up on the screen. We would really love to hear from you. We'd love to pray for you, and we'd love to see what God does to answer our prayers.